Did you bring the stuff for the solar install?
It's arriving at Jamie's mail on, I think, Friday. So that's going to determine when it gets done too. So.
The next step in Jacqueline's build is to put a bed in for her, and to do that we got a piece of plywood from Home Depot and had them cut it the width of what the bed is going to be. We've got this upholstery that we're going to use for her bed, and so that's going to dictate the width. Plus it works out for her body that it's going to be perfectly fine. So let's just take a look at the upholstery. Nice traveling motif. Let's get this out of there. Where we're going to put the bed is going to be kind of in the second back area of the van. It's not going to be in the very back. It's kind of going to be about 2/3 of the way towards the back. And we've got this piece of plywood that's too wide to fit in there, but we don't want to make a straight cut and not cover as much of the armrests to support the panel as we could. So we're going to shape this plywood to the shape of the inside of the van. And in order to do that, we have a piece of cardboard, and so I'm going to take this cardboard and cut it with some scissors and get this shape right, and then use what we come up with as a template on the plywood, and then we're just going to use a jigsaw to cut it. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I've cut the cardboard to the exact same width as the plywood, so this is going to serve as our soft material to create the pattern for the template.
Is this too dark?
See it perfectly.
This is fine. This is actually pretty good. It looks like maybe it starts to curve up. This is all pretty flat right here, so I'm not going to really sweat 1/4 of an inch. It starts to curve up about right here.
Yeah.
Something like that. If I went something like that, let's see what that'll give us. Yeah, I don't have one of those. See, she's also got some thin plywood, so that plywood's going to have a little bit of give to it. I could maybe, it's still going up a hair, but you know, and just put the line on that. Okay.
It's a first blush, huh?
Yeah. There you go. Okay, hand me those scissors back, please. Thank you, sir. How do you like them apples?
He's kind of eyeballing it, is all.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, believe me, I had to make a million patterns for my boats. Patterns work. Patterns work. The only thing square on the boat is the guy who buys it.
Let's see what that does.
Square. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Looks like Savannah's got a good spot. That's the important thing. that. I like it, man. I like it. Okay, so this is 62. I mean, it could be 62 and a half. I could make it 62 and 5/8 if I want. Let's make it 62 and 5/8. Two and 5/8.
Jack Fox, let me get that. Let me use that.
You too, huh?
Cover the right hand.
Is this the happy spot? It's the happy spot. And good.
So let's say that you're gonna make a cut that's got a little bit of a curve to it, but you don't have a jigsaw. This is how you do it. It would be nice to have some sawhorses out here. If you're in a situation where you don't have a jigsaw and you've got a curved cut, this is what you do. Get your line set up. It's going to be in this saw. On your saw, it could be different. If you've got a new saw, it might have a red line made by a laser. But this is before the red laser lines came out. On mine, it's the inside, this one on the left-hand side. So I'm going to line my mark up with that, and I'm going to verify that I'm right by looking at the blade too. These are made for right-handed people, so if you're left-handed, you've probably dealt with this your whole life. In my case, it's going to work out okay. So I'm going to look at my line. I'm going to make sure I'm not under my bin, so I don't cut into my bin. And I'm good there. I'm good there. And I'm just going to make a straight cut and leave that extra stuff there because I've got a skill saw, not a jigsaw. Now I'm going to come back to my line and do the same thing. Did you hear it bind up a little bit? I did, so I stopped because I was trying to curve it, even though I knew I couldn't. So I'm going to cut that off, and now I've got one more to go. Now, now let's say I wanted to make a, and that's pretty good. I can come back with some rough sandpaper and clean that up. Let's say I wanted to make this perfectly round. I could take a coffee can or something around my camp and set it on there and do the same thing with this skill saw and just cut it like this, make like 4 or 5 cuts, and I didn't need a jigsaw to make a nice round cut. So on this one, it looks like it's not going to be that big of a deal. This is a Diablo wood finishing blade, and what makes it a wood finishing blade is that it has a lot of teeth on it. There's rough cut blades that have fewer teeth, and it's going to chew that board up a lot more than that. If I really wanted to worry about this chewed up end, I could put a piece of masking tape on it, put my line on the masking tape, then cut it, then peel the masking tape off. Alright, so we've got that cut, this cut. We've got our mark. Just going to go okay, so now we're going to make our cut.
What if you really want to take off?
So this isn't going to fit in as one piece, so we're going to cut it down the middle. I want to put some middle supports in anyway, and every bed I've ever put in a van, I've always cut it down the middle. I was just trying not to this time. So I'm going to go ahead and measure, make a cut right down the middle, and we'll put a seam in where we're going to put middle supports in anyway. So this is no big deal. This is D&P So this is driver's side, front, passenger side, front. So what did we say this was? 62 and a half. Half of 62 and a half is 31 and a quarter. So let's go 31. Let's go 31 and a quarter. Now we have a seam here where the bed would fall, so let's fix that. Take this piece. And we're gonna go halfway. Let's do it like this. Probably the. What I'm using to screw this together are deck screws. They've got a coating on them to fight corrosion, and they've got a Torx head. I'm a big proponent of the Torx head screws. If you're looking to build something, I don't really care for nails, and I really don't care for Phillips screws. Phillips heads, there's 1950s technology. They strip. There's 3 types of Phillips bits, 1, 2s, and 3s. Many people don't know that, and they wear out their number 2, which is the most popular one, and then they go grab the number 1, not even knowing what they're doing, and strip on not only the Phillips tip, but all your screws. Forget Phillips tips. Don't use them. Use the Torx. Get these screws, and they come with a fitting or a bit right in the box. And so I'm going to go ahead and get that now and put this together. Here's a tip that came with it, so I'm going to use the brand new tip. Another challenge you might run into when you try to drive these thick wood screws into this wood, there's a chance that you could split it. This is typically going to be Douglas fir, which is a type of pine tree, and it's soft, but it also has kind of a propensity to split. And so to avoid that, we're going to pre-drill all of our holes, and I'll show you. What I want to do is get a drill bit that's smaller than the screws, because I want the fins on this screw to be able to bite into the wood. So I'm going to make sure I use a pilot bit that's smaller than the screws, and I'm just going to do the 2 outsides. I'm not going to start from one end and work my way that direction, because if I'm off a little bit, I'll just keep on that trajectory off. So if I line up my chalk line and do the outside first, then I can come back and do the middle, and I don't have to worry about having a crooked line at the end. I'm going to go ahead and just drive a screw in right away so I can nail that corner down. See how I hit the trigger a bunch of times and I didn't just go right in full force? This drill's got way more power than what it's going to take to drive that screw in, and if I'm not careful, I'll drive that screw all the way through the plywood and back into the 2x4, and we won't have anything accomplished. So just little tips, little hits with your trigger finger. So I'm going to line up this other side here. Give it the old pilot bit. Slamma jamma. I'm down below the top of the wood. I'm down below the top of the wood flush. I like it. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the pilot holes. Split the difference here. Let's put this in here and see what we end up with. And now let's get this to fit in there. Okay, so hold that, suspend it off the ground if you would. If you would tell me where, let's see, how do I want to do this? is I want to cut a board that's going to go right in the little groove between. It's going to go. Yeah, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up. So this is now this is this long. I'm going to screw it in to that piece of wood.
Okay. From the side.
Yeah, from the side. So I want
You just
the
want one-
measurement from the top of the board to where it's going to go on the outside.
Oh, so and it's going to go to the bottom of this right here, right there,
Yeah, but it's going to go screwed into that.
like this, like that.
So you want me to cut you one 18.5?
I don't know how far down that'll go, but yeah, I guess that's, you don't have any choice. Even if you come this way, there's a dip, huh?
18.5. All right, let's pull it out and put these two in, and then we'll measure for the last one. Yeah. Okay, so we got, this is our passenger front, which means
This is the 20.
I'm going flush with that baby.
Just like that.
You want to pre-drill it?
Well, you already did. You drilled that, right? You
Yeah,
want to drill the other a little bit?
Yeah, let's dimple them so we know where we're going.
Okay, cool. Flush. I don't know how flush we had it. We're off about 30 seconds.
Countersink it.
It's a nice fit. Okay.
Okay, and then our next. We can go that way. Let's see what these do.
Well, I'm wondering. Yeah, there's not much you can do with this piece, is there?
We can. I was going to cut blocks for brackets. I wasn't going to use the whole piece of wood, but the whole piece of wood would be
Well,
stronger.
would that work if you could cut that up? Or was that for
I just
another
don't know
leg?
if that's our last leg. Is that if that's for legs? We can always come back to 2x4s for legs.
Okay.
So let's do that. We'll use this.
Use that.
Or
You want to dry fit it, or?
I was thinking instead of using 2x4s for brackets, what if we used plywood? How would we do it?
You mean like a gusset, huh?
Yeah.
Well, if you had a triangle like that, it would. I mean, just the fact that it's there would help it.
But how would we do it? We'd have to go through the middle of the piece of plywood.
You could go like that, and it would hold it if you, because you just screw it here. That's going to hold it. You could do that in another piece here, and then screw those together.
Let's do that.
If you got a bunch of scrap plywood.
We can make all the plywood scrap we need, I'm pretty sure. I think this is left over.
Oops.
Oh, sorry.
You know what we should have done, Jamie? We should have put the upright just like a normal, like a top plate and a bottom plate.
What do you mean?
If we'd have put the leg here, then that gusset would have something to nail to on all three surfaces.
Yeah, you know why I did it that way is because I wanted there to be more surface area for the plywood to be on. Does that make sense? Instead of it just being on that seam, there's more surface area for it to be on.
I know, but see, like if this was up here, then this could be, you know, it'd be like that.
Well, what do you think about this? What if I just rip this and put a piece right here but it's only about 4 inches high all the way across.
That's
Do you
where we're
dig
at.
it?
Where we're at now. That's a good thing.
Okay.
It's gonna affect her storage a little bit underneath how she moves boxes and
Well, I
everything,
can
but think
I
it's
can
okay.
make it only. You know, what do you want to make it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Or I could make it on. Oh, I see what you're
We have a
saying.
short piece back.
This is all I got scrap wise.
Let me see if I
So
have
it's
it.
like an eighth.
But we still have one more leg to go. But we can make it all the way
I'd
across.
like to dry fit it and see if we can figure that third leg at all.
I'm not worried about it, man.
Okay.
I'm really not worried about that third leg. So let's do.
What about the piece of plywood that's a generator or
This is scrap too, though.
something?
This is all scrap.
You might want to check that frame
Oh, for sure I do.
if you want a nice square cut. That would have helped, huh?
My dad had one of these growing up, and we used it all the time. Okay, so let's do.
You got that. I don't know. I think I'll just wait. Gonna look at the north. There's no point.
What do we want to make this?
Did somebody grab John?
4 inches? We
Where's
could do
John?
4 inches. What's your question?
Oh, you want to help? You want somebody to?
I need to. I think I'm done for the day.
Okay.
So I was gonna see if John would be willing to do camera work
Okay, we could. Yeah, just set the camera down and.
for the red dot, and then it's recording. Okay.
Factory edge
With the
down.
shorties. How do you? Yeah, however you want to do it, man.
Factory edge down. You did a good cut there.
I'm not worried about pre-drilling plywood.
But you need like only a 1 inch or something. Worry too much.
You're killing me, man.
Well, that'll make them stable though. Much more
Okay.
stable.
Okay, we got that. Now we'll just measure the last one and see if we can do the last one inside the van.
Okay.
So let's put this baby in there, yeah?
Yeah.
Here, I'll just pass it through to you.
Give me one other side.
Go ahead and just push it to me, and then you can lift it.
I was trying to lift it. I couldn't lift it. I can't do it. You want to try this side? You want to come over here?
Yeah, I'll try this out.
Maybe all that biceps lifting you down there. Make that work. It did.
Okay, so I'm flush on this side.
So am I. Too much.
So we need one more leg. We need one more leg. Now, has that got a crown in it that we need to be worried about? I don't think it does.
Well, once you screw it down,
Yeah, I'm just saying, are the legs too high? Is that middle leg too long? Is what I'm saying, but it doesn't look like it is. This is gonna relax, and so I like a hair of a crown.
it's kind of hitting on this board too. If you look under here, see it's not hitting on that one back there, and it's hitting on this angle here that's it's like up a little bit.
Right?
Nothing you can do about that now.
I could hammer it. I could hammer it right now. Let me get rid of this, and I'll go get my hammer. Do we like that anymore? Did we do anything?
Well, the problem is this corner here in your foot, in the leg. That's the only thing I see.
It's
that's
just
holding
sticking
it.
up?
Yeah, it's just up like 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. That's all. You can't push it down more.
Well, we'll screw it down. I'll screw it down. I'll screw it down. So
that
do we want to go ahead and screw it down and then put the last leg in?
You think that's keeping it from going up? I guess it is. Yeah.
All right, let's screw it in and put the last leg in. Hi, Savannah.
I wonder, Jamie,
Yeah?
grab that short piece of 2x4 so we can. Yeah, because
We'll either do 4 or 5.
if you put it, sometimes it could go the other way, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I was concerned about. I didn't want it to have a dip in it.
Yeah.
A dip is unacceptable, but a crown is going to relax.
All right.
That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so we'll just match up our screws.
Do you think the screws will suck this down flush?
Yeah, I think they will. They might not on that one because of that piece of wood, but we'll see.
Way easier having 2 drills. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I could charge up that matrix.
Yes. Matrix.
Yeah, no, it's another drill that Lisa contributed today.
I love that set. I know I'm talking and filming,
I
but
can't believe this is wide enough for her.
She's 5 feet.
It's amazing.
It's lucky, man. It's a lucky height for a person that wants to live in their van.
Oh yeah.
Now, if we wanted to, we could use little washers, and that would be even a little bit better. It'd cover a little more surface area, but it'd keep our screws up a little bit, which eventually would wear on the upholstery. Don't hurt your arm, man. Okay, let's make one more measurement for that last leg. We're on our last leg, and it's not even drinking time.
So look under there.
Yeah?
You're happy with it going into this floor space on the bottom? You happy with that?
Yeah, but what I think we ought to do is put it all the way against the end of the floor space. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be on the very end of the bed, don't you think?
Okay.
And that way she can put a bin across it, or a small body in a bad situation.
If you're gonna do that, well, no. I was gonna say you could screw into that, but maybe that's, you know, like you could put 2 screws into that plastic and run the board that way. You know, run the 2x4 that way. But I don't think that's even necessary either. You don't really want to screw that, do you?
Okay. If we do, we could use a little piece of plywood shim on the other side of it as something to get a hold of some meat.
Oh, on the back side of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's sort
Just
of...
slide this piece right here behind it, and then we've got some meat to screw into.
Does that fit in
So
there?
we're not just going, I can make it so it is.
Okay. All right, I'll measure this. $27.5.
See if you like that.
Cut one 27.5 and bring it over. It's got to be shorter, Jamie, because there's some ribbing back there.
So what do you want it to be?
I'll tell you in a second. About like that, actually.
Where do you want me to cut it?
Right there.
You want me to cut it right here?
Uh-huh, and give me that back.
Okay.
I mean, that would have been a great idea, but there's a huge rib there, see?
I'll cut it.
get her done comment again.
We're gonna get her done, you know what I mean? Well, here.
Now,
Tell me how much you like that.
I like it a lot. That's perfect. So
Okay, so we
I
pre-drill.
need your Swanson or something to give me an idea. Okay. So I'm thinking. Let's see. If we go like that, then that sort of works, and that it doesn't let me put it all the way up there flush anyway. So maybe we should just pose that idea.
Yeah, I'll round it for you.
I think this is the way to go. Let's
Okay,
just
I'll
do
round
that.
it
Yeah,
for you.
just round that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that.
Is that done? Shut off the generator, it's done?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, baby.
So I need
Pre-drilling screw
two
or what?
pre-drill. Yeah. About right there.
Let's go with making some spark points of where you're going to pre-drill from there. You want to go for both of them?
Yeah, because I'll hold it up there and just
Hit it with the hammer?
yeah, something like that.
You got that 3-pound hammer right there.
So it's all good. Okay. And then a couple more screws to put on this side.
Here you go. You want just 2?
2, yeah. That's what you did on the other ones.
Yep.
Okay. So when she lays on that, it's solid. It's just you know, slightly off the bottom now.
Yeah, it's fine. I like it. I like the way it went in. So with all of the bed construction basically done, the last step for us before we're finished with the bed is to take some rough sandpaper and to just go over and take off all the potential splinters. And staples.
You can go down a little bit.
They're off getting the solar right now, and if they get here in enough time, we'll put the solar on. And by the end of the day, come check out the way this thing's built. This is in Chrysler Town and Country.